EQing. In all of the mixes so far, we haven't mentioned EQing and what the EQ knobs do. However, once you learn about EQing, I would highly recommend using it in all the advanced mixes you perform. The EQ stands for equalizer. When you hear sound, you're hearing various sounds at different ranges, all at once. The EQ knobs on a mixer allow you to fine-tune certain parts of the sounds to be more pronounced than others. For example, this one increases the bass. The bass is usually associated with a beat. This one increases the treble. The treble is usually associated with vocals in a song. And this one increases the highs. The highs are normally associated with the collapse or sharpness of a song. So if we wanted to emphasize the vocals of a song, we would increase the treble knob and probably a bit of the highs knob. If we wanted to emphasize the beat of a song but reduce the vocals, we would increase the bass knob and reduce the treble knob. Note that when you adjust any of the EQ knobs, you should readjust the trim of the song. In other words, check that the levels of the song are still at unity after you've adjusted the EQs. Now let's go back to our sampling example of Come On Over. Instead of just sampling it without adjusting the EQ, let's sample it but emphasize the vocal, while reducing the bass of the vocal. This will prevent it from clashing too much with the currently playing song.
Come on over. 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 Come on over.
You can hear in this example that after we've EQ'd it, the vocals sound a lot more clearer and crisp. Let's try another example, where I'll be mixing in a new song. You'll notice here that I haven't adjusted the EQs, but you can see the effect on the master signal indicators. It hits the red zone pretty hard and fast. This is because both songs, including the new song I'm trying to mix in, both have very strong bass lines. Therefore, I need to reduce the bass line of the incoming song so that when I mix it in, it doesn't overpower the currently playing song and isn't too loud. Here I reduce the bass knob to about halfway.
Show me, baby. I need someone who cares.
Here, I'll swap the bass lines of each song. What that means is that when I increase the bass line of one song, I also decrease the bass line of the other song at the same time. If you've seen me DJ live, you will notice that I apply this to all the mixes I do. That is, I reduce the bass of the incoming track, mix in the track, then swap the bass lines of each track. For this example, you'll be able to hear and see me swapping the bass lines multiple times. I also want to emphasize the vocals of the incoming song, so I'll adjust the highs and treble as well. Let's also mix in the song again to make the mix a bit more longer lasting and more interesting.
Baby, I just wanna dance. I don't really care. I just wanna dance. I don't really care. She's a mean, crazy dictator, disco diva, and you wonder.
Let's try one more EQ example that combines a bit of telegraphing as well. In this example, I'll adjust the EQs to make the currently playing song more interesting by cutting out the bass line temporarily. could have let the song mix out, and that would have been quite a good smooth mix, but for demonstration purposes, I'll make this a bit more complex. You can also sometimes use this technique on the dance floor, where you intentionally break the continuation of music to build up excitement and anticipation. In this mix, the outgoing song has finished and we're letting the audience build their anticipation for the start of the next song. Next, I'll add in the song that we just mixed out to bring the audience to the same feelings that they had during the previous mix. Think of it as building up an audience to be excited and dancing crazily, then breaking down that state by breaking the continuation of musical beats, then bringing them back up again to the same excitement level. This technique can be very effective in making your set more interesting, especially if your dance floor is looking tired or bored. Note that you wouldn't normally play these songs at just any time of the night. Like we've mentioned before, the most important role of the DJ is to play the right music at the right time to the right audience. So this mix that we just performed would probably be played at somewhere between 1:30 AM on a Saturday to a rather excited and high energy audience. If you play this type of mix at the start of the night, you'll probably scare people away, but also look like a very inexperienced amateur DJ.